What if the fatigue you wake up with every morning, the muscle cramps that jolt you awake at night, and that brain fog that follows you through your afternoon, what if none of that is just getting older? Here's the startling truth. According to research published in the journal Nutrients, nearly 50% of Americans are deficient in one single mineral. And after 40, your body loses the ability to absorb it efficiently, making the problem dramatically worse. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 7 warning signs to watch for, and a simple, science-backed protocol your doctor has almost certainly never walked you through. That mineral is magnesium, and most people don't realize just how foundational it actually is. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions inside your body. That's not a metaphor. That's biochemistry. Energy production, muscle function, nerve signaling, blood sugar regulation, sleep architecture. Magnesium is embedded in all of it. Here's what the research actually shows. A 2018 review published in Open Heart concluded that magnesium deficiency is one of the most underdiagnosed nutritional deficiencies in modern medicine, largely because standard blood tests miss it completely. And after 40, the gap between what your body needs and what it actually absorbs widens every single year. So why does magnesium matter so much, and why does aging make this worse? Think of magnesium as the master key inside your cells. Without it, hundreds of biological locks simply won't turn. Here's how it works at the cellular level. Every cell in your body runs on energy currency called ATP adenosine triphosphate. But here's the critical detail most people never hear. ATP only becomes biologically active when it binds to magnesium. Without adequate magnesium, your mitochondria, those tiny power plants inside every cell, cannot produce energy efficiently. You're essentially running your body on a fraction of its intended output. Now here's where it gets really interesting after 40. As you age, 2 things happen simultaneously. First, your kidneys become less efficient at conserving magnesium, so you excrete more of it through urine. Second, your gut absorbs less of it from food. A 2021 study published in Magnesium Research confirmed that magnesium absorption rates decline measurably with age, independent of dietary intake. On top of that, chronic stress, which tends to compound after 40, causes your body to dump magnesium rapidly. Every time your cortisol spikes, your body's alarm system activates. Magnesium is pulled from tissues and lost through urine. Stress doesn't just feel bad. It's literally draining a mineral your entire nervous system depends on. And this is exactly why it matters so much. After 40, the combination of reduced absorption, increased excretion, and stress-driven depletion creates a perfect storm. Your body falls into what researchers call chronic latent magnesium deficiency, meaning your blood levels look normal on a test, but your tissues and cells are quietly starving. Stay with me because this next part is where it connects directly to what you feel every single day. Let's talk about the 7 warning signs. And as I go through these, notice how many feel personally familiar. Sign 1. Persistent muscle cramps or twitches. Magnesium regulates calcium's entry into muscle cells. Without enough magnesium, calcium floods in uncontrolled, and your muscles contract involuntarily. That leg cramp that wakes you up at 2 a.m., that's calcium and magnesium out of balance. Sign 2. You can't fall asleep or you wake up at 3 a.m. Magnesium activates your parasympathetic nervous system and regulates melatonin production. Low magnesium keeps your nervous system in a low-grade state of alert, making deep, restorative sleep nearly impossible. Sign 3. Anxiety that feels like it lives in your chest. Magnesium acts as a natural calcium channel blocker in the brain. Without it, neurons fire too easily and too often, creating a biochemical baseline of anxiety and irritability. Sign 4. Constant fatigue, even after a full night's sleep. Remember what we discussed about ATP. If magnesium is low, energy production is impaired at the cellular level. You can sleep 8 hours and still wake up exhausted, not because of poor sleep, but because your cells can't generate adequate energy. Sign 5. Irregular heartbeat or palpitations. Magnesium is essential for regulating the electrical conduction system of your heart. A 2019 meta-analysis in the European Journal of Epidemiology found that low magnesium levels were significantly associated with increased risk of atrial fibrillation an irregular heartbeat condition that affects millions of adults over 50. Sign 6. Brain fog and difficulty concentrating. Magnesium regulates NMDA receptors, the receptors in your brain responsible for memory, learning, and cognitive flexibility. When magnesium drops, cognitive performance follows. Sign 7. Elevated blood pressure or blood sugar swings. Magnesium relaxes the smooth muscle lining your blood vessels. Without it, vessels constrict, pressure rises, and it plays a direct role in insulin sensitivity. Low magnesium is independently associated with a 71% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, according to research published in Diabetes Care. If you recognized yourself in 3 or more of those signs, you are almost certainly dealing with some degree of magnesium deficiency. But here's the good news, and this is exactly why you're still watching. Correcting magnesium deficiency after 40 is absolutely achievable. But you need to do it strategically because not all magnesium is created equal, and timing matters more than most people realize. Here's the protocol, step by step. Step 1. Prioritize magnesium-rich whole foods every single day. The most bioavailable dietary sources are dark leafy greens, specifically cooked spinach, Swiss chard, and pumpkin seeds. A single ounce of pumpkin seeds delivers 168 milligrams of magnesium. Pair that with a cup of cooked spinach and you're already approaching 250 milligrams from food alone. Dark chocolate above 70% cacao is also a legitimate source. 1 ounce provides around 65 milligrams. Step 2. Supplement strategically and choose the right form. Here's where most people go wrong. Magnesium oxide, the cheapest, most common form on shelves, has a bioavailability rate of less than 4%. Your body barely absorbs it. Instead, look for magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate. Glycinate is bound to the amino acid glycine, which also promotes calm and sleep. Malate supports mitochondrial energy production directly. A clinically supported dose for adults over 40 is 300 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium daily. A 2022 randomized controlled trial published in PLOS One confirmed that magnesium glycinate supplementation significantly improved sleep quality, anxiety scores, and energy levels within 8 weeks. Step 3. Time your magnesium intake deliberately. Take 200 milligrams with your evening meal. This is when it matters most. It supports the parasympathetic nervous system shift your body needs to prepare for deep sleep. If you take a second dose, take it in the morning with food to support daytime cellular energy. Step 4. Remove what depletes magnesium from your daily habits. Alcohol, caffeine in excess, high sugar intake, and chronic psychological stress are the 4 primary drivers of magnesium loss. You don't have to eliminate all of them overnight, but reducing each one creates a compounding effect on your magnesium retention. Once you do this consistently for just 2 weeks, here's what begins to happen inside your body. Muscle tension eases, sleep deepens, blood sugar regulation improves, and that mid-afternoon energy crash, the one you've accepted as normal, starts to fade. Most people stop at supplementation, but there's one additional layer that can accelerate your results significantly, and almost nobody is talking about it. Vitamin B6 dramatically enhances magnesium absorption at the cellular level by improving its transport into cells. This isn't speculative. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that combining magnesium with active B6, specifically pyridoxal 5-phosphate, increased intracellular magnesium levels by up to 33% compared to magnesium alone. That single addition can be the difference between modest improvement and genuinely transformative results, especially after 40, when cellular transport efficiency is already declining. Here's the single most important thing to take away from everything we just covered. Magnesium deficiency after 40 isn't bad luck. It's a predictable biological reality, and it's one of the most correctable things you can address right now. The fatigue, the poor sleep, the anxiety, the brain fog, these aren't just signs of aging. They're signals, and now you know what they're telling you. You now understand something about your own biology that most people will go their entire lives never knowing. Use that. Because the energy, the clarity, and the quality of life you want to be fully present for the people you love that's not behind you. It's waiting on the other side of a mineral most doctors never check. If this helped you understand what's actually been happening in your body, subscribe, because next week we're covering the 5 nutrients that work synergistically with magnesium to dramatically slow the biological aging process after 40. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of those 7 warning signs resonated most with you personally? And if this information was useful, hit the like button. It helps this reach someone else who needs to hear it just as much as you did.